Schultz's deception was revealed after law enforcement officers surveilled him multiple times walking normally without the use of his wheelchair. Somebody snitched on this guy. Why were they watching him? What the fuck is up, internet? Welcome to the channel, and welcome to this episode of Crazy Ass News. This is a series where I scour the internet for crazy, recent, non-political news stories that I don't know anything about. I pick articles based solely on their headlines, and then I read through them while talking shit the whole time. New Hampshire vet admits he faked wheelchair use for 20 years, falsely claiming $660,000 in benefits. Part of me is like, bro, it's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, no shame in like scamming people for a living to make money. But then at the same time, I'm like, vet, I'm assuming they mean the military. I don't think that this is like somebody, a fucking animal doctor they're talking about. I don't think they would even mention that. So this is somebody who at least offered to fight for the country. That's worth $660,000 to me. I mean, and so I think sometimes it's okay to get over on the man. Let's see here. A veteran from New Hampshire admitted in federal court to faking his need for a wheelchair for 20 years, enabling him to claim more than $660,000 in benefits, which he wasn't entitled, the U.S. Attorney's Office said on Thursday. This is from January 26th. So that week, Thursday. What the fuck, man? So the Attorney's Office went after this guy. Christopher Schultz, 49, of Antrim, New Hampshire, pleaded guilty to one count of making false statements and will be sentenced on May 6th, according to Thursday's statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office, District of New Hampshire. Man, false statements. And he's going to be sentenced. Man, what does he get? What's he going to get? What's the penalty for doing that? $660,000? Of the government's money? Oof. Doggy, I don't know if Christopher Schultz ever sees the fucking daylight again. Schultz told the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs in January 2003 that he wasn't able to use his feet, which prompted the VA to rate him 100% disabled and increase his monthly benefits. He was also given extra funding to adapt 5 different vehicles to help a mobility-impaired individual drive, according to his January 4th plea agreement. This dude went so far that he was gonna he 5 vehicles? This guy had 5 vehicles? And he had them all like adapted so that he could drive disabled while he wasn't disabled. So, I mean, that's a level of like, this guy was owning it, right? That's pretty impressive, actually. He went so far as to have 5 they paid for it, of course, so he got money from the government to adapt his vehicles for the disabled person that he was only pretending to be. Jesus. That's some ingenuity there. From January 2003 through December 2022, he received $662,871.77 in VA benefits he wasn't entitled to, the statement noted. So wait, 2003 to, I mean, that's like 20 years. 18 years. Right? Am I faded? 19 years? I don't know. I can't do the math in my head right now. Schultz's deception was revealed after law enforcement officers surveilled him multiple times walking normally without the use of his wheelchair. Somebody snitched on this guy. Why were they watching him? Such as one day in October 2021 when he was seen using a wheelchair within a VA facility. After he left, however, he stood up and lifted his wheelchair into the car. He couldn't get somebody to come with him to help him pull this off. He then drove to a shopping mall where he walked normally through multiple stores, the statement noted. He was just stretching his legs. He went to the mall after pretending to be disabled at the VA, and then he drives over to the mall and just walks around so he can like stretch his legs out. That is fucked. Somebody told on him. Why were they watching him? When confronted by law enforcement officials about his mobility, Schultz admitted that he could use both of his feet and that he knew it was wrong for him to collect extra benefits. According to a plea agreement, he also admitted that he did not need the VA funding vehicles with the special adaptions that he had sold those vehicles. Oh, he sold those vehicles. Oh, wait, what? He also admitted that he did not need the VA funded vehicles with the special adaptions and that he had sold those vehicles. So then he goes and sells. Bro, those vehicles are probably pretty expensive. So he had the government paid to adapt these vehicles, and then he went and sold them to other like real disabled people. What the fuck? Oh my god, this guy. According to the plea agreement, multiple people who knew Schultz since early 2000 said they had never known him to need a wheelchair or other ambulatory device for mobility. So he at home he was just chilling. It was only when he went to the VA he'd pretend he was fucked up. Schultz's attorney didn't immediately return a request for comment. That's the story. Wow, dude. This guy, like, at first I was kind of like, yeah, man, get over on the system, but... And I'm still fine with him doing that. I just feel like he was like, the part about selling the vehicles to other disabled people kind of like, I don't know, it gave me like a creep vibe. Like, not that he's really getting over on them other than... Yeah, why isn't, I guess that funding isn't just available. I mean, insurance probably covers that for the most part. But that's pretty crazy that he faked being disabled, went so far as to have the government adapt 5 of his vehicles for somebody that could use it disabled. And then he ended up selling them and probably made a shit ton of more money on top of the $660 whatever $1,000 he made. Selling those cars probably fucking 5? I don't know how, I couldn't even guess how much like adapting a vehicle. He said he couldn't use his feet. So what kind of contraption would they hook a vehicle up with if you can use your arms? I wonder how. It's probably pretty rare. But that's somebody that can't use their legs wants to drive and use their hands to do so. So we probably made a lot. He might have made another 100K off the cars or more. people, dude. Fucking people. Anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll catch you on the next one later.